Hello everyone, I'm Ernie and I'm so glad you're with us today. We were here just the other day, my son Jonathan and I, and we came upon this structure that's right behind me, and I had no idea what it was. I thought it might have been some type of a mill, and I asked the question if anyone had any type of an idea of what this place might be to leave a comment below. And we got a comment below, and it comes from at A George DC 86S, and he said, I believe you are at the Kiln, the Limestone Kiln in Dayton, Nevada. And so I did a research, and sure enough, he was right. And I just want to show you what this place is like, because now that we know what it is, it brings out some true meaning of what this area is about. So let's take a look. From my understanding, they started using the kiln in the 1860s. But in 1875, there was a man named H.C. Blanchard, and he's the one that started this kiln. Actually, there was 3 of them, and they're 60-foot kilns, and the story goes is that these kilns ran 24/7. Each and every day, and people would be able to see these kilns glowing at night because they were making these limestone rocks for buildings. And so the Lyon County Courthouse is made from these limestone kilns here in Dayton, Nevada. And in 1875, when they had the Great Fire in Virginia City, they rebuilt Virginia City with these limestones that basically all came from these kilns. I wanted to take a closer look at the inside of this kiln to see the craftsmanship that they had back in the day when they built these kilns. And you can see how big the rocks are. There's my glove. It's a medium-sized glove, and you can see how big these rocks are. This side here resembles a kiln, so it could be the second of 3 kilns that they've had out here. As I look around, I don't see a 3rd kiln. Here is the first one, and you can see how that wall is leaning forward because of all the pressure of the dirt that's behind it. And they said in 1875, H.C. Blanchard also made a boarding house out here. I don't see anything that resembles a boarding house, but it housed between 12 to 15 workers that he had hired at these kilns. We were here just the other day, and they carved through this area to make a path. I don't see any type of timber around here that they might have used for a boarding house. And I'm just hoping that this camera is able to pick up the color of these rocks. I am just totally amazed at the color, how vibrant they are. You can see the letter D for Dayton. That's one of the things I love about this area, because when you go into each city, they have the letter of the city that you're entering. If you look in the background in the mountains back there, you can see Asshole Mountain. I mentioned in the video of Asshole Mountain, if you use that as a landmark, no matter where you go in this vast expanse of landscape, you will never get lost. Right there in the center of your screen is Mount Davidson, and Virginia City. Actually, I don't think you'd be able to see it on here. Let's see if we can pan in. Yeah, you can. And I believe what you're seeing in the center of the screen there are the 2 new water tanks that they just put in last year, or was it the year before? But that's Virginia City right there. And moving to the south, actually it's to the east, right there is Asshole Mountain. That mountain in the background is Mount Como, and the 2 kilns that are facing Mount Como, where we were just at, and they're facing east, and I had walked west, and this is what we came into. I'm not sure what they used here and what they did in this area, but it looks like there was some type of workings going on. I'm on the top view right now. I think I will head down and see what's down there. Okay, we are at the lower level of this section on the west side of the Dayton Lime Works. And as I'm looking around, they must have done something. I have no clue on what they did over here, but you can see that they've done quite a bit of digging. And once again, there's the letter D for Dayton, so you'll know which way we're facing. Actually, that's facing southeast. But as we move over here, you can see that there is a pathway that leads down this hill. So I'm pretty sure that they carved this pathway out to move some material, probably the rocks that they had made of the limestone building blocks for Lyon County and for Virginia City. And so you can see the distance that they had to go with the building blocks. I read that the quarry, the lime quarry, was someplace around here, but I haven't seen any of it. But then again, I may be standing right on it. And yes, I understand at times I can be pretty darn slow. So here is the Dayton Lime Works that was started in the 1860s, and H.C. Blanchard really made it a lot bigger in 1875. And during that time, when Virginia City had the Great Fire and they were rebuilding a lot of the buildings up in Virginia City from the lime works from this area, this place must have been a happening place. But they were making about 4,000 to 5,000 tons of stones for buildings a month. And this was back in the 1870s, and it's pretty amazing. And just right to the east is Mount Como, and Como mine is just on top of Mount Como. There were other mines down the Pine Nut Range towards Gardnerville and Minden. And so this area, though, is desolate. It's like a ghost town today. But back in the 1870s, this was a happening place. And so I hope you enjoy this place. I hope you can make it out. On the video, I gave you some hints on how to get out here. The best place if you're coming from Dayton is head towards the rodeo arena and take the back roads out here. It's only a couple of miles, takes about maybe 7-8 minutes to get here. You can make it out here with a front-wheel drive vehicle. You don't need a four-wheel drive. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, share it on your YouTube page so others can enjoy it, and maybe they might even come out here and enjoy the history of this part of history with Nevada. And so share that if you like. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Please become part of our AU family. We would appreciate it. We'd love to have you. And so thank you for being with us today, and we'll see you on the next one.